Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 80025, Sandy's Power Loader mech from the LEGO Monkie Kid theme. This set contains 520 pieces, 2 minifigures, 1 big fig, and 1 cat, and will retail for $54.99 in the US. This is an all-new set releasing on July 1st, 2021, which was sent to me early by the LEGO group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. Before I get started, I'd just like to ask you guys to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It allows you to see reviews of new sets like this in your subscription box as soon as they're posted, and also really helps me by supporting the channel. But with all that being said, let's get on to the review. So here is the Power Loader mech itself, and I have to say, right off the bat, when this set was revealed, it immediately caught my eye because I thought it was really fascinating, the idea of a mech designed for a big fig. As someone who's been collecting LEGO for like over a decade at this point, I have a lot of mechs. LEGO does mechs all the time, and I love them, they're very good at them, but I definitely have a lot of them, and a lot of them tend to end up being very similar to each other. But pretty much all those mechs are designed for minifigs. I think this is my first time ever seeing a LEGO set mech designed for a big fig. And just that as a concept alone makes me really love this set. Without the big fig in it, the big fig Big Sandy of course, it does look a little empty. Like you can see this area right here between where he would stand in the back, you can see is very open. There's a lot of open studs, there's some open technicals right there. I don't love that look. But I don't think it's going to be often you're going to be displaying this without the character inside it. Like, he's designed for this mech, so with him in it, it does look quite good, which I will show you in a moment. But yeah, it's a very interesting design overall. You can see it mostly uses the orange and blue color scheme with a bit of white as well. This is Sandy's overall color scheme, right? That's the color of his pants, his hair, and his skin. You can see it carries this large, like, staff weapon right here, which is pretty much a larger brick-built version of the staff that the Sandy minifigure usually carries. He doesn't actually come with it in this set, but in pretty much every other set he's coming, he comes with a smaller version of this staff for him to hold. Here's a look at the mech from the back. Not the prettiest mech back ever, but also not the worst. They cover up a bit here, like with these slope pieces to cover up the anti-studs, but there's still a lot of anti-studs showing, and I think the backs of the feet look a little bit weird. The posability with this build is actually pretty good too, especially with the arms. It's a pretty wide range of motion. You can move them up, you can move them down, you can rotate them. You can see obviously there's this arm joint right here, but then there's also this elbow joint in the middle. And then you can also see there's this large Technic piece sticking out the back of the arm. This is a play feature with the set. If you push it on this, the arm shoots out. There's not too much you can do with that. That's just a play feature where you can just have Sandy extend the mech arm and then it reels back as soon as you let go. So if you want, you can imagine him reaching out to grab something, or if you want to curl up the fingers and reaching out to punch something. And then after it's done, the hand just snaps back into place. I think that's pretty fun. I can imagine really enjoying this play feature just like playing with the set as a kid. The other arm has the same arm and elbow joints, though this hand's done quite a bit differently. Instead of the Technic piece on the back, there's this round piece right here which you can spin, and that spins his hand out the front, which holds the weapon. These fingers can be opened up and the weapon can be removed. And yeah, you can get a look at how those look. So obviously you can have the weapon in there, you can have the weapon out, you can make your own weapon to put in this hand. It just connects with a Technic pin right here. And the fingers close up pretty nicely. I think it's a nice variance how the two arms are completely different. This one's for holding a weapon, while this one it has like actual 5 fingers for like grabbing or punching. The arms are definitely the standout for the actual like functionality bits of this set. The legs are good, but I wish they were a little bigger because this build is very top heavy and very back heavy. So if you move the main torso of the mech back even ever so slightly, you can see the entire thing just topples over. And that's not a terrible thing, right? Like, when you're playing with this, you can avoid that, but it's just something to be aware of. Like, even this is a more neutral position where it can stand up, but if you even just angle the legs back just on the ball joints, the entire mech topples over. It's very back heavy, so it's just something to be aware of. Personally, it doesn't bother me all too much, and when you have Sandy in the mech, it's not as bad. But yeah, I felt it was something worth pointing out, because we just like sort of set it down. Yeah, there you go, it just falls over. Speaking of Sandy, though, let's put him in the mech to show you what he looks like in there. So this little cockpit section right here actually hinges open, and you can attach him in and then lower it back over top of him. And yeah, once he enters the mech, you can see, like, that doesn't happen as easily. It does catch itself. If you move it back a little more, it's still pretty easy to topple over. Also, Mo in the set attaches to right up here. So there's how the mech looks with everybody in their proper positions. But now that I've showed you all the different features, let me take the camera up close so I can show you what each of these little bits look like up close. So here's the feet in the mech. You can see there's a little stickered part right here. That's pretty cool. And I do feel like these are a little bit small. I feel like if these went a little further back, that could help with the toppling issue and also look a little nicer. Because you can see, like, the back of the mech extends out even further than the feet of the mech, which, yeah, that just, it seems a little bit off to me. But that's something that shouldn't be too hard to customize. If you want to extend these feet out, you most definitely could. Same exact sticker on the other side. There's a look at those legs up close from the side. There's a little stickered panel piece right here, and then a stickered slope piece right there. And those are exactly the same on both legs. You can see the legs attached to the feet with a ball joint, and attached to the body with one of these like more rigid Technic joints. Moving up, here's the cockpit with Sandy piloting it. Let me remove him so you guys can better look at it. But real quick, you can see that there's these 2 levers on the inside. But they do actually fit in Sandy's hands, even if they are a little small, so it allows him to like actually control the mech, which I think is pretty awesome. But yeah, as I showed earlier, just flip this up, Take him out. This is the platform for Sandy to stand on. It just has like these 1x3 jumper plates. There's these blue lights coming out the front of the build. And here's what the inside console looks like. You can see there's those 2 levers that Sandy was holding, as well as this little stickered console piece, which you can see has like a little joystick, some buttons, a little lever, and then some like sort of monitor right there. Moving up from that, we have Mo's little platform. We'll take a look at the Mo figure in a little bit, but it seems like he's become a little DJ because these look to be like giant speakers right here. And then he's got like this little targeting computer right here. So maybe Mo's controlling the weapons on the mech while Sandy's controlling the movement. But yeah, there's these 2 jumper tiles for Mo to stand on. Got a little fish directly behind for him to eat. Moving on to the arms, there's this little stickered part right here which says 09 and has like some warning tape above it. And then there's like these spinning disc pieces on the arms which also have stickers on us. This one says Heart Mo, and this one just has like a little picture of Sandy's weapon behind on top of like a little gear. Here's that arm again I already showed with the 4 individual fingers as well as a thumb. You can see the fingers are all connected on bars the same way, and the thumb is connected with a mini ball joint. The entire snapback mechanism also works thanks to this rubber band right here. Other side, same design for the arms with different stickers. You can see this one doesn't have the 09 print on it. And up here we have different stickers as well. This is a little picture of Mo, and then this is a little symbol. I'm not sure what this is. This might be a Chinese character, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. If anyone knows in the comments what this is, please let me know though. Another sticker piece of an anchor right here. This is the mechanism to turn the hand out front. And here's a look at that weapon up close. You can see there's a sticker Nexonite shield piece right there with these 2 horns coming off. I think that's pretty cool parts usage. I like seeing those parts here. I'm not sure if we've gotten them in light gray previously, so that's a pretty cool color for them. And then moving down, same exact stickered piece on the bottom. And then finally, here's a close look at the back of the mech with that same symbol that we saw earlier. But yeah, that's about it for the main mech. I think the biggest issues are with stability, and I think they'd be very easy to modify yourself, but yeah, out of the box, it doesn't stay up straight all the time, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I think it's quite easy to fix if you want. The overall design of it is very mechanical. It's not like the prettiest looking mech we ever gotten, but it fits like Sandy's character, and I think that's what the mech's supposed to be, is very like mechanical. Not quite exactly finished. I think the goal was to look like more industrial. And I think they did an excellent job with that. It looks very industrial while also feeling very complete, and I think Sandy fits in it well. I love the idea of a big fig mech. I love how Mo is involved as well. All very, very cool. I'm quite happy with this. The other 2 builds on the set are this little mech for Syntax and this little crate of like spider weapons. We'll take a look at the mech first, and this is super, super cute. I love that it's a tiny little mech, right? Like, it just forms perfectly around Syntax and almost feels like more of an accessory than a build. He only connects with a back attachment and his legs just hang free, and I just think that's super cool. I don't know, there's something about that that I really love. The joints are all connected through clips on bars, both the arms and the legs, though the feet and hands are connected through mini ball joints. So through the use of the mini ball joints, you can get it in like somewhat of a walking pose if you so desire. Or you can have a kick up or do whatever else you want. There's actually quite a decent range of motion for a mech this tiny. These 4 individual arms are also quite cool. They're very similar to Syntax's arms in previous sets he's come in, but those were just attachments to his back, while this is more of a larger proper mech for him. But they're cool in that they each have their own unique function. So this one right here is just a clip that holds a chainsaw. You can keep that chainsaw there, or you can remove it if you want it to just function as a clip that can hold anything you want, but by default it will have a chainsaw in there, so that's like sort of a weapon for him. The next one up is probably the coolest one. It's like the stud shooter missile launcher. Like, it just uses the generic stud shooter build, but it uses like this larger missile piece. And the idea behind this is it would be like launching venom at an enemy or something. Because on the back of the stud shooter, you can see there's one of these like red minifigure head venom vials that come in multiple sets. And you get a red one here, however, other sets have come with the purple and green ones. And those actually do come in this set as well, in this little crate right here. This crate comes with an extra missile if you lose that, and then a green vial and a purple vial. All of them are just transparent minifigure heads with this little printed like spider logo on it. While I've got the crate right here, I might as well show you the only unique thing about it is the stickered piece right here with the Spider Queen's logo. Coming over to the other side, you can see the other 2 arms. This is just a clip. Unlike the chainsaw one, this doesn't come with anything to hold, so you can have this grab whatever you want. And then the other one is just a spike, which I guess could be assumed to be another weapon. And as I mentioned earlier, all these can be rotated, so they're on little bars so they can move back and forth. But then the actual hand joints are on ball joints, so you can move those like up and down, forward and back. You'll notice there's these 2 green spikes at the top that I haven't touched on yet. These are meant for you to like imagine Syntax being held in place, but if you want, you can rotate them up. And then Syntax is very easy to remove. And here's how the mech looks without him in it. And there's a look at it from the back. I think this build is super cute and so much fun. I absolutely love it. I love smaller like minifigure scale stuff like this, and I think it fits this guy perfectly. I would love to see more of this stuff. It actually reminds me a lot of back in Ninjago Day of the Departed, there was a Skulkin mech that came in the Ronin mech set, and this reminds me a ton of that. It was a very similar thing of a mini villain mech and a larger hero mech set. Yeah, very, very cool. I love this build. So here are the 2 villain minifigures included in this set. We have Syntax and we have Huntsman. Neither of these 2 are new. They're both from Wave 3 of LEGO Monkie Kid that was released earlier this year. This is a new variant of Syntax, kinda. He doesn't have like the traditional arm attachment he had in his other versions. He now has his backpack piece instead, which connects him to the mech as you guys just saw. But other than that, they have the same exact printing on their torso, legs, face, hair, yeah, everything else about them is exactly the same. Syntax is a pretty cool figure. He's come in 2 sets previously, but this is by far the cheapest way to get him, so it's really cool that they did put him in a more affordable set for people who couldn't afford the $120 or $150 set that he came in previously. Huntsman, on the other hand, is not that interesting. He's come in 3 sets previously and cheaper sets previously, so I really wish instead of him they included Spindrax. She's only come in 1 set, being the $25 set, so while she's very easy to get, you can't really get multiples of her, so it would have been cool if we got a multiple of her here because we already had 3 Huntsmen. However, she's not canon to the show, she never appeared, so I kind of get why they wouldn't want to include her in more than 1 set, but it still would have been cool to get her over Huntsman, because I feel like he's a pretty common minifigure at this point. But yeah, I've talked about both of these guys at length before in my reviews of those sets, but they're both quite good. I love the overall spider design. The combination of purple and lime green with the black looks so good. I love Syntax's like little lab coat where he's got his key card, he's got his calculator, he's got these pockets and everything, he's got like the VR goggles over his hair, and he's got this bright green hair coming out. Huntsman's probably the weakest of all the spider villains, but he still looks quite good. I think the gray maybe distracts a little bit from the color scheme, but I don't think it's that bad, and it still looks really good on him. In terms of accessories, Syntax doesn't have any other than the mech, but obviously he's normally going to be attached to the mech. But Huntsman comes with this little chainsaw gun right here, as well as this long trans-lime green chain, which has a hook at the end, so you can have him throw this hook to try to attach himself to the mech, or something else that you guys have that doesn't come in this set. Here they are with hair and accessories removed, so you can get a slightly better look at those torso prints. There you can see a little more green on Syntax, looks super good. There is his face print as well. He's got like this mask over his face, which I'm not sure if that ever appeared in the show either, because the difference is I've now watched the show since reviewing the last wave of sets, but yeah, I don't recognize the mask from the show, but it still looks quite cool on him. I love like the different colored eyes, the green and the purple. It looks quite cool. And then turning them around, you can see back torso prints as well as alternate faces, both of them. Really great back torso print on Huntsman here. Not as great on Syntax, but still pretty cool. And I love the alternate face on Syntax. That like smile with the mustache looks excellent. He has so much personality. I love that face. I wish it was shown a little more because obviously the hairpiece covers it up. But I'm sure you can give him your own hairpiece so that his face could still show. And those were the only 2 minifigures included in the set, but we also have a big fig and we have a cat, being Sandy and Mo. Sandy is the same version that's come since the first wave of LEGO Monkie Kid. I'm shocked how many sets he've come in. I think this is by far the most common big fig of all time. This is my 2nd one ever, but I will be getting more soon. It's just so cool to see a big fig come in multiple sets. But yeah, really good design. I love the, I love how he has like sweatpants on, like these black sweatpants, well, white sweatpants with a black stripe on them. I just think that's super funny, and then he's got these like bright pink shoes, this like bright pink necklace. He's got that orange beard and mohawk as well as like big orange eyebrows, and then you can see his entire body's just this light blue color. Yeah, he's a really fun character design, and I think the big fig is done really well. Mo is a new variant which is exclusive to this set. I'm actually going to take Sandy away so we can get up closer on that Mo so you guys can better look at him. Yeah, there he is, and this guy looks hilarious. You can see he's got like a little fanny pack printed out the front, and then he's got sunglasses on, and then he's got his traditional orange mohawk, orange stripes, and orange collar. This guy looks awesome. I think he's hilarious. I think it's so cool we got a new variant. This is another one where it's like, I don't believe it's appeared in the show yet, at least to my knowledge. I don't recognize it, but it's hilarious and I love it. And I just love getting unique variants like this. Like, this was totally unnecessary. They could have just come with the normal mode that's come in every other set, but it's super cool to get a new version here. I think he's cute and funny, and yeah, I love this figure. So overall, would I recommend this set? I think I definitely would, yeah. One thing I've not touched on with this set yet is the value. Is it worth the price? And I am shocked to say that not only is it worth the price, this is actually a really excellent price for this set. It's $55 in the US and probably a comparable conversion in other countries. And one of my biggest criticisms of previous waves of Monkie Kid sets were they were all so expensive and the value just wasn't there. It's not just that they were big sets, but they weren't worth the money. But this set's impressive in terms of its value because it about reaches the 10 cents per part. It's a little above it, but that's not a huge deal. It's like in that range where it's not a big deal. But the significant thing here is this set comes with a big fig of Sandy. Big fig sets like notoriously have really bad price per parts because the big figs themselves are really expensive for LEGO to produce. But this set has a big fig and still manages to be a fair price despite the big fig. So with the big fig included, this is actually a really great price for this set. The minifigure selection here overall, though, is definitely the weakest of the 3 Monkie Kid sets this wave. The only new figure here is this version of Mo, which is definitely very cool and totally unnecessary, but I really appreciate getting him. And it's cool to get Syntax in a slightly cheaper set. Huntsman, though, is very common. I definitely would have preferred Spindrax because she's only come in 1 set. She isn't canon to the show, so I kind of get why they didn't include her, but still would have been cool to get her over Huntsman. And Sandy himself, I believe this is now the cheapest set he comes in. I'm not positive on that. The first set he ever came in might have been slightly cheaper, but regardless, he's still always a good one to get. So yeah, I think this is a very solid set overall. I wouldn't say it's exceptional. I think its biggest flaw is definitely stability. It's way too back heavy, but overall there's way more positives than negatives. So I'd say if you're interested in LEGO Monkie Kid, this is a great one to pick up. If you're interested in this set, I'd say get it. It's certainly not for everyone, but if you're looking for a really unique LEGO build, I'd say you should pick this one up. But I think that's about all I got to say for this video. As I said at the beginning, if you guys could please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm not sure what order these videos are going up on the channel, but I'm going to have reviews of all 3 of the July Monkie Kid sets going up. So if you go to the channel, you can see reviews of both the Bone Demon and Pigsy's Noodle Tank over the next few days, so go check it out if you haven't yet. But I think that's about all I got to say for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!